Good day, ma'am. We are in Group 7, and here we are to present to you the biblical criticism.
Biblical criticism. So, what is biblical? Biblical criticism is the umbrella term used for scholarly approach to studying and assessing the Bible, in order to gain a deeper understanding of its historicity and meaning and purpose. So, biblical criticism is an umbrella term because it contains a lot of different theories in gaining and understanding about the history of the gospel of the Bible. And it is, in short, it is the plain context in order for us to know the historical accuracy of the late first century and beyond of the life and works of our Jesus Christ. So that is the introduction.
So good day, ma'am. So I am here today to report to you the concept of biblical criticism. So there are three main types of biblical criticism. Number one is the textual criticism. It is the study of different versions of biblical texts to find out which one is the most accurate. So textual criticism is just a study which is the most accurate among all the theories of the biblical criticism. This includes the comparing of the manuscripts, which the scholars look at various copies of the same biblical book and note differences in words, spelling, and punctuation. They try to find mistakes made when these texts were copied over the years. So we all know that manuscripts are the written, or yes, the words written of the certain article. So for us, it is the Bible, which is the article, and comparing manuscript is the article is being compared to different articles of the Bible. Next is the historical context. So it is important to know when and where each manuscript was created. Different places and times may have different versions or interpretations of the text. Eclectic method. Many textual critics use a method that combines information from multiple manuscripts to create a version that they believe reflects what the original authors wrote. They often prefer older texts because they might be closer to the original. Next is the importance. Textual criticism helps clarify unclear parts of the Bible, improves our understanding of its messages, and shows how early communities understood their scriptures. So historical context is just a study where and when each manuscript was created. Next is number 2, which is the source criticism. So source criticism looks at where biblical texts come from, identifying the sources that were used to write them. So here are some important aspects. Number 1 is the documentary hypothesis. So this theory suggests that the first 5 books of the Bible, or the Pentateuch, were written using several different sources. So these are labeled J, or the Yahwist, E, Elohist, B, Deuteronomist, and E, Priestly. Each source has its own viewpoint and background. Next is the oral traditions. Source criticism also considers stories that were passed down orally before being written down. This can show how stories change over time as they were told in different ways. So oral traditions is the generation transformation of the source of this biblical criticism. Next is the literary relationships. So by comparing texts, source critics can find connections between different biblical books, suggesting they might share common stories or sources. So literary relationship is just the comparison of different biblical books that may suggest that they have the common sources or the common stories, or maybe the differences also. So next is the theological insights. So knowing where texts come from can help us understand how beliefs about God develop over time and how different groups view their faith. So these are the insights of different individuals or groups to a certain text of the biblical books. So next is, the last is the form criticism. So form criticism studies the different types of writing found in the Bible to see how they were used in their original settings. So number one is the identifying genres. Scholars classify biblical passages based on their style, such as stories, songs, prayers, laws, or poems. Each type has its own rules and purposes. So identifying genres is just to identify the biblical passages based on their style, such as the stories or songs or the prayers of certain, which is the biblical criticism. Next is the social context. So form critics think about how these different forms were used in society. And this is were used in society at the time. For example, knowing that a psalm was made for worship can change how we interpret it. So in the book of Psalm, it is actually what do you call this? The goal of this is what it was meant for worshiping, and it is based on us, on how we perceive it, on how we interpret it as a human to interpret the social the context of the Psalm, of the book of Psalm rather. So next is the rituals and oral tradition. So this type of criticism looks at how certain forms were used in rituals or shared orally within communities. This helps us understand how these texts were important to people at that time. So rituals and oral tradition is the beliefs or what do you call this? The beliefs of the people and how it was formed on a ritually formed within the communities. So next is the interpretation impact. So recognizing what type of text what we are reading can give us deeper insights into its meaning. Yes, for example, knowing a passage is irrelevant helps us focus on its emotional message rather than just its doctrinal meaning. So it is really important to recognize what type of text what we are reading in order for us to understand deeply and in order for us to gain insights that will also benefit us emotionally and mentally and of course cognitively on a certain criticism of a certain book rather, which is for us it is the biblical criticism. So that is my report.
So this is the written text in biblical criticism. The film portrays Noah as a troubled and hunted prophet, burdened by the weight of God's command to build an ark and save humanity from the devastating flood. The story explores themes of faith, redemption, and the consequence of human sin. With Noah wrestling with his own doubts and fear, the movie expands upon the biblical narrative, adding new characters and storylines that delves into the complexities of Noah's family relationships. Particularly, his strange bond with his son and into the concept of watchers, fallen angels, who have corrupted humanity. So, in overview, the story also explores themes of divine judgment, redemption, and covenant. God's decision to flood the earth signifies his punishment of humanity. While Noah So next there's a movie which is the movie of the biblical. So the movie I chose from
Sige lang, ikat lang.
The movie I chose is the Bible. Please watch the trailer.
Descendants as numerous as the stars. God has set me, set you free. The Lord brought us out from Egypt. Christ has this land. Soon it will be ours. Joseph and your own David, you have forged God's nation.
Cain murders his brother Abel. Noah builds an ark to preserve the animals of the world from the coming flood. And Abraham makes a covenant with God.
That concludes our recording for today. I am Jay